thank you to the residents of Broward County for affording me an opportunity to represent them as we push towards the general election. Over the last 19 months, this has been a tremendous honor for me to serve as the first African-American sheriff in 105 years, leading up one of the finest law enforcement or public safety organizations we have here in the state. It has come with challenges. It has come with a great demand on me, my family, as well as the leadership staff that has been compiled here. A lot of administrators have served this community for decades on end, and I brought them up to positions in which they deserve. Over the next few months, we will continue to focus on doing the things that are important for public safety for this community. I must say it is nice to get back to focusing just on the public safety side. My first campaign, of course, was this one here, and there was a lot of learning curves and a lot of things to adapt to while being responsible for safeguarding roughly 2 million people. I talked early on about coming into this organization where my focal point would be to remove the politics and get back to being a public safety organization and let that be our primary focus. It's interesting that that notion that I took on was one that had resonated with this community. My campaign, in terms of what we ran on, was based on our performances, based on what this administration, comprised of over 500 years of institutional knowledge and experience, had presented and accomplished for the community. And that was risky in the sense that I didn't take a traditional political path. At times there was recommendations and notions made as to it would be a lot easier if you just became more of a politician. And I spoke early about this, or at least my sentiments on it, that this role is an elected role. It is a role that the people have an option to choose who they want to serve as their sheriff. But I don't think that this particular profession, as the chief law enforcement officer for a county of almost 2 million people who is counting on you to perform when they dial 911, when their families dial 911, when there's a moment where they are vulnerable and they need help, that they would care about the politics here. And I think the response that we had, where I, a relatively novice in politics, have won this primary. And so I say thank you for the community for that opportunity. At this point in time, I have no interest on slowing down. There are a lot of people out here who are betting that this agency will perform when they call, and we most certainly will. And so again, to this community, for all the folks who have aligned themselves, for my supporters who help donate and help me raise monies, to political leaders who risk their own political capital in this environment and say, yeah, Sheriff Tony, we're with you, I say thank you. But most certainly, I had mentioned about how this has been a great privilege for me to be the first African-American sheriff to be appointed here. But make no mistake, there's no greater honor than being chosen by the people of this community.